It's been a long day for Jesus, and arguing with the Pharisees and telling all the stories and having the kids all over him and all the commotion and everything. And it's getting late, so Jesus just started working his way over out of the crowd, and he worked his way over into the corner of the courtyard, and people wondered where'd he go. Well, it was late, so everybody just kind of decided to disperse and go home. And they're all emptying out of the temple courtyard and off the grass outside and everything. And so Jesus is just, it's been such a hard, long day. So he was resting there. He found a bench to rest on, and in that particular, he's kind of in the dark shadows in one corner, and there was the money box for people to put their slot in the top for the people to come by and put their money in for the temple. And as Jesus was kind of sitting back there in the shadows and relaxing, he noticed that a few people had come up to the money box, and they looked like very rich people. And they came up, they were well dressed, and they took out their wallets, whatever. And he noticed they put their money in the slot, in the money box. And this happened a few times as he was sitting there and relaxing, just kind of mulling things over. It was actually a very melancholy time for Jesus. He was tired, and he knew his time was getting short. But as he sat there also, he noticed in a little while, one little old lady came up. She was a widow. She came up to the money box. She didn't even know he was there. But she takes out her, I would call it a little coin purse, and she's kind of mulling through her little coin purse, standing there, and finally she takes it and she empties it, empties the two little coins, like two little pennies. She put that in the money box. And Jesus was impressed, really impressed. And he loved that little lady because of her heart's attitude. And that's what God is looking from us. Excuse my tears, I cry easy, silly old grandma. God doesn't measure our love by how much we give him. He knows our heart by how much we keep for ourselves. And this little lady emptied it up, gave all she had, and she put it in for the Lord. And you can bet that lady was truly blessed by the Lord. But that's a good thing to remember. It's not by how much we give the Lord that counts. That it's by how much we want to keep for ourselves. That's the equation. And so the Lord was really impressed with the faith of this little lady that gave everything she had. But as he was sitting there, he knew this was going to be his last time in the temple. And then he heard a thunderous voice, and it was a voice that the Lord could hear, but to everybody else that was spurting out and going home, it sounded like thunder, big thunder. But it was right over the top of Jesus. And Jesus heard God's voice out of the thunder and says, Jesus, the time has come for you to be glorified, and I'm going to be glorified through you. And Jesus understood that the time was getting short for him before he was to die. So it was a melancholy time. You know, it's wonderful. Jesus, he didn't like the idea of pain and suffering any more than the rest of us do. That's why he's also called the Son of Man and the Son of God. He can understand and identify with our weaknesses and things. But God is his Father, and he overcomes that. But he was feeling really kind of down about the idea of all that pain and suffering that he was going to have to go through. But he wanted to go through with it because of his love for his Father and his love for us. And so I'm going to leave it off there. Jesus is just sitting in the shadows. It's evening, sitting on a bench in the temple, kind of melancholy and reflecting on all the things that he's done in his life, especially the last 3.5 years of his ministry. So we'll leave Jesus there for right now as he's reflecting and talking and communing with his Father. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.